Sarah Nurse from Team Canada joins us. She's gearing up for game one of the Rivalry Series in Cleveland tomorrow. Sarah, it's great to have you with us. It's an incredible time of year, I'm assuming, for you, based on PWHL getting ready in a couple of weeks and Olympics on the horizon, and of course, the Rivalry Series.
Yeah, it feels like we're sprinting right now. So we're very excited to get things started with obviously NHL season, a lot of, youth hockey, minor hockey already starting. So we're excited that our time's coming.
How different is it knowing that now you get to know these girls that you're playing against in the rivalry series? Like we had Haley Skimura on last week, and you played with her in Toronto last year. Now you're going to play in the rivalry series against her, the Olympics. Like you're looking across the ice, and you've got some teammates that you're going to be playing with. So how is that different every year now that you're getting the rivalry series going?
I think it's cool because we just push each other. You want to play against the best at all times so that you can ultimately be the best. So to be able to be happy for your teammates who make their other respective national teams is really awesome. But at the end of the day, we do want to win, but we want to play against the best for sure.
Historically, what has the Rivalry Series meant, especially in build-ups to the Olympics?
I think it gives us just such meaningful games against each other. We've had such a heated rivalry and obviously some big matchups in World Championships and the Olympics as well. So getting to gear up against them, we know what to expect. We get to kind of scout them, they scout us. And I think by the time, big games come, there are no real surprises. And I think that we just ultimately have to, have that competitive edge and just really want it more.
So the emphasis on physical play in the PWHL has been great. Like all the physicality, mostly like along the boards. Like there's no open ice hitting, but there's still some good physical play. And it's carried on to the rivalry series. But how are you guys adjusting for the Olympics, which may have a little bit of a different look when it comes to the physical play?
Yeah, it is definitely interesting because you have to, when we get to a world championship or Olympics, like you do have to tighten up. They don't let a lot of things slide. And so having that physicality is a huge part of what we do in the PWHL. And there's always been physicality with Canada and US rivalries, but you do have to be a little more careful, a little more intentional about when you do make contact and make sure that it is legal because we don't want to end up in the box because whether it's our team or their team, we're both very good on the power play, and winning that special teams battle is super important.
For obvious and proper reasons, we focus on this rivalry, Canada USA. But when it does get to Olympic time again, you welcome the world and its opponents. How much have you seen in the growth of competition, and what do you expect moving forward here in the next few months?
Yeah, I look at the other countries and I mean, they've all evolved and grown so much in the last 4 years since 2022, our last Olympics. And I mean, like a team like Czechia, they are probably one of the most physical teams in the world, actually, the way that they play. Finland and Switzerland are always so incredibly skilled. And Japan just seems to be like very smart. They're like kind of pests out there. They're hard to play against. And so we kind of know what to expect from each team, but I think that each team has really elevated their game. They've learned from, other countries and us and the Americans as well. And I think that the future of women's hockey across the globe is in a really special place.
You're preparing for your third Olympic Games. In your first one in 2018 in Pyeongchang, you got to score your first goal in an Olympic game. What was that like? Like that feeling that, oh my gosh, I'm at the Olympics and I scored a goal. It just and take us through the whole situation.
Yeah, it was really cool, obviously. Me and my two line mates at the time, like we were 22 years old. We were the youngest ones on the team. We played in the fourth line. And I just remember we're playing the Americans. You're kind of nervous. And we'd stepped over the blue line and I just heard like our coaches yelling, like, dump the puck. Like you have to get the puck in. And I had the puck on my stick and I shot it. And when you just want to get a shot on net, so there's a whistle, the first line can come on, take the face off. The puck came off of my stick and I saw how high it went. And I said, oh my gosh, if this rims out the other side and starts their breakout, like we're not seeing the ice again. And it went top corner.
Oh.
It was a crazy moment for me and my family and my parents, because obviously playing at the Olympics is one goal, but then scoring at the Olympics is something that, you just don't forget. And so that was a really special goal, a really cool moment.
And then an all-star in the next Olympic tournament. Amazing,
yeah.
right? Like,
yeah, that was really cool.
it's so okay. So you reference being so young then. You're 30. Like, where do you feel in the hierarchy of the star power within the game?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that like me being 30, like I definitely am one of the more veteran players on the team, but I still have players like a Boulan and a Spooner and Jet, like who I just
Yeah.
feel like they're older than me, not to be crazy, but I just feel like I still look up to them so much. And so I don't even feel like I'm at like the top, that veteran status. I feel like almost like a sophomore, or junior in college, you know? But
Nice.
it's really cool to have the young ones come in who are like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go into their first Olympics. They bring so much energy, so much skill, so much talent. The game has changed so much, and so to see them really come in and own who they are and their strengths, it's been awesome to watch.
Now, you mentioned your family being excited for your goal and the skills and the talent. You come from a very talented, athletic family. Obviously, a couple of cousins, Darnell in Edmonton and Kia playing in the WNBA. So, what's that like? I saw you at the finals last year, right? You were there supporting your cousin. What's that like having other people in your family being on the big stage as well?
It's so fun. I mean, it's something that we all dreamed about when we were kids, and it's funny, we never really competed with each other. We always did different sports, and we weren't really against each other, up against each other. And so I think we've always supported each other, even though we don't get to see each other super often, but from afar, like I just know that they're killing it, doing their thing. And I mean, I'm so proud of them. Like seeing Darnell in the Stanley Cup finals was like an absolute dream. And so it's really cool whenever they get to do some pretty amazing things. And like I said, we're all cheering on each other from different parts of the world. And so it's pretty cool. I mean, for parents, my grandparents, it's just really special.
Do you have some young stars in the game that you truly just admire and love watching right now?
Pardon?
Do you have like young star players in the game that you just admire? You reference some of the older players that you still look up to, but are there young stars entering that you absolutely love to watch play?
Yeah, I think that like the talent, like I mentioned, like has just gone through the roof. I look at like somebody on our team, like a Daryl Watts or like a Chloe Primorano, who, Chloe is like, I think she's born in like 2008 or 2007. And so the way she like commands the puck the blue line, the way she's able to skate with the puck, find her shot, I think is so impressive. And then somebody like Daryl is just like this natural goal scorer. It's like she has the puck the puck is attached to her stick like a magnet. And I just look at them and the way that they train and the way that they hone their individual skills, I think is really impressive.
Now, obviously, the game has changed, but not just on the ice, off the ice as well. You're, what do you say, Queen Vibe only on Instagram? That's like your
Yeah.
description, 140,000 followers. Like, that's pretty major. How do you like that aspect of, being a role model, but also being on social media and trying to inspire young women?
I think it's just a way to connect to people really everywhere. I think through hockey's been this incredible vehicle that I've been able to use to put myself in different rooms and situations with different people and have different opportunities. And I think that it's been an incredible ride with hockey. And I want to make sure that hockey is shown throughout the world and it becomes this global superpower. And not only men playing hockey, but girls playing hockey, people different racial identities and backgrounds being welcomed into the game. And so I've just loved to use my platform to make it an inclusive space. And so it's been a lot of fun over the last few years.
So the Rivalry Series has games this week in Cleveland and Buffalo, and then it caps in Edmonton in the second week of December. And in the midst of it, the PWHL season starts on the weekend of November 21st. So we're just over 2 weeks away, and it's a new venture, and you're in Vancouver for that. What are the feelings there for you, having had this journey in the game, and yet this is like another almost, it's another first, right?
Yeah. This year's been completely different than any year in the past. I mean, to be able to have a rivalry series still, and then obviously going into the PWHL season and then going into an Olympic Games, like it's just completely changed the landscape of what we're doing. We're excited about PWHL finally starting. I'm excited to get to Vancouver. I feel like I've been talking about this for months and months and months and months. And so to finally get there next week, I'm excited to hit the ground running with the team, with our staff, and really just like immerse ourselves into that community. And then, yeah, I mean, getting ready to gear up for a couple rivalry series games are going to be, like I said, very meaningful, very big in our team's development before going to the Olympics. And then ultimately the Olympics is, you know, that big tournament that we all want to be in Milan this year. I think that's super exciting. Everybody has a lot of family coming over, and it'll just be a really great time, and a way to cap off a pretty transformative 4 years in women's hockey.
Now it's kind of funny because our show is called Sabres Live, and you know, maybe you were always destined to be on the show because you played for the Stony Creek Sabres as well. So it's like, so did you guys have the Sabres blue and gold? Like, how did that work when you were a kid playing there?
We were actually green and gold. So we were
Okay.
close. We were green and gold. But yeah, I played for the Stony Creek Sabres. My first ever like house league hockey team, I was on the Sabres. And the first ever NHL game I think I went to was in Buffalo. So I
Okay.
mean, there's a
Perfect.
lot of connection there. There you go.
Amazing. Do you how did you get into it the first time? Like what drove you to play house league minor hockey?
Yeah, I just love to skate. From the moment my parents put me on the ice, like it was at a local like pond by our house. Like it wasn't at an arena. But I just loved to skate. I took to it very quickly and I was good at it. And so it was figure skating or hockey. And my dad loved hockey. So he put me in hockey. And once he taught me the rules and we're like, don't just do twirls at center ice, like you have to put the puck in the net. Once I figured that out, then we were like off to the races. I was ready to go. And I really fell in love with the game. I just had fun with it for years and years and years. And I still do.
That's awesome. How intense or hard was training camp? Because you guys have been training now, you know, for a little while, and you got to do some fun stuff. But how intense and how hard was training camp?
Yeah, it's been very intense. It feels like it's never ending at this point. It's so excited because we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. But we've been training very hard. We've had a block in Calgary, we had a block in Toronto, and then a block in Montreal also. They actually altered training camps so that we could go to the World Series in Toronto, and so
Yeah.
we hopped on a bus while we were in Montreal to go to.
Yeah, I saw Tessa buddy surfing on top of you guys. Like a good friend of the show, Tessa Bonhomme, got to really enjoy that.
Yeah, so that was very cool. I mean, we love Tessa. She's always a hoot. But yeah, training has been super intense, but we're finally excited to kind of like deload and get ready into that performance stage because I mean, we play tomorrow. So it's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
exciting. Mhm.
Good luck with that, Sarah. Thank you so much for the time and insight and what promises to be just another incredible year for the game.
Thank you. I appreciate it.